What happens to your body, mind, and relationships when you become addicted to masturbation? Prepare to be shocked, because masturbation addiction can be far more damaging than you might imagine. Before you dive in, support the channel. If this topic resonates, smash that like button, share with someone who needs this info, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive discussions. Comment below, have you ever wondered if masturbation could be messing with your mental clarity, sexual performance, or relationships? Share your thoughts, they might just spark an essential conversation for someone else. 1. Introduction: the hidden peril of a seemingly harmless habit. From a young age, most of us were told, or at least came to believe, that masturbation is just a normal, harmless part of life. It's often seen as a private, personal stress buster, something that helps you unwind after a long day or take the edge off anxiety. Society even jokes about it, making it seem like the most natural thing in the world. But here's the uncomfortable truth that few people dare to talk about. For many, this habit isn't harmless at all. What starts as a simple way to feel good can morph into something far more insidious. For some, masturbation becomes a compulsion, an uncontrollable urge that hijacks your brain, rewires your arousal system, and silently sabotages your mental, emotional, and even physical health. And the worst part, you might not even notice it happening until it's already taken hold of your life. So let me ask you something, and be brutally honest with yourself. Do you find yourself using masturbation as your default escape whenever you feel stressed, lonely, bored, or overwhelmed? Do you sometimes catch yourself doing it even when you don't truly want to, but feel like you have to, just to avoid discomfort or bad feelings? Has this habit grown in frequency, intensity, or dependency, especially when combined with pornography or extreme sexual fantasies that you never imagined before? Do you feel a growing sense of guilt or shame afterward, but still go back to it again and again? If you silently answered yes to any or maybe even all of these questions, you're not alone. Millions of people are struggling with the same cycle. But here's the critical part. This isn't just a matter of weak willpower or being too sexual. There's a very real biological and psychological process happening behind the scenes, one that involves your brain's dopamine pathways, your stress hormones, and even your long-term ability to experience healthy arousal. Science has uncovered what many people don't realize. When you repeatedly flood your brain with artificial sexual stimulation, especially through modern high-speed pornography, it literally rewires your reward circuits. It changes what your brain considers normal arousal. And over time, it can make natural intimacy with a real partner feel dull, unsatisfying, or even impossible. What's more, this compulsive pattern doesn't just affect your sexuality. It can seep into your focus, your mood, your energy, your motivation, and your self-esteem. And the longer it continues, the more it starts to impact your relationships, your confidence, and even your physical health, leading to issues like chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression, and for many men, erectile dysfunction. So, before we dive deeper into the science and real-life consequences of masturbation addiction, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on your own life. How much control do you truly have over this habit? Is it something you choose freely, or something that now feels like it's choosing you? Because in the next few sections, you'll discover exactly how this seemingly harmless act can spiral into a serious problem, why your brain becomes trapped in a cycle of craving, and what it takes to break free. 2. Deep dive: why masturbation can turn from habit to addiction. 2.1 Compulsion versus choice. Frequent and intense use, especially with porn, signals compulsion. It's not just about feeling good anymore, it's about avoiding feeling bad. When the urge becomes overwhelming, it stops being a choice and becomes a need. 2.2 The dopamine hijack, a brain rewire in action. Science shows that repeated high-intensity sexual activities can redirect your dopamine reward pathways, the brain's primary feel-good chemical network. Over time, the brain craves more stimulation and demands more dosage to feel the same pleasure. The pattern, masturbate, get a dopamine rush, right arrow brain adapts, right arrow normal life feels flat, right arrow chase more dopamine. Real-world example. A college student began when stressed by exams. Soon, he was masturbating daily with porn for relief, but the urge moved him toward more extreme content and more frequent sessions. Eventually, everyday activities felt meaningless unless they ended in masturbation. This spiral is common among those with compulsive sexual habits. 3. The mental and cognitive fallout. 3.1 Anxiety and depression. Many report feeling foggy, anxious, or flat when not engaging in the cycle. The habit acts as both temporary pleasure and emotional escape, but leaves you in a dopamine deficit that worsens your mood. 3.2 Brain fog and concentration issues. Like other addictions, the constant cycle taxes your brain's executive function, mindfulness, planning, attention decline. You might notice difficulty focusing at work, studying, or engaging socially. 4. The physical and sexual consequences. 4.1 Arousal dysfunction, how the body suffers. Neurochemical changes can dull your sensitivity to real-life intimacy. This leads to the increasingly common, i.e., sad sexual arousal dysfunction, trouble getting or staying hard even without porn. 4.2 Erectile and premature ejaculation challenges. Guys with compulsive habits can experience O. Erectile dysfunction ED, difficulty sustaining erections. O. Delayed ejaculation DE, hard time climaxing. O. Premature ejaculation PE, or, paradoxically, climaxing too fast due to overstimulation. These often stem from the brain's addiction to overstimulation. Real-life sex just doesn't cut it. 4.3 Fatigue, hormone imbalances and brain blunting. Overindulgence leads to hormonal swings, affecting testosterone, cortisol, melatonin. Chronic fatigue shows up, poor sleep, low motivation, even immune dysfunction. 5. Relationship impact, when addiction enters the bedroom. A partner may feel emotionally neglected or compared to pornographic and fantasy scenarios. Sexual intimacy can suffer, lack of desire, monotony, or pain points during sex. Emotional walls build up, isolation, withdrawal, and diminished shared experiences are common. 6. Personal reflections from a certified brain health and sex addiction coach. Many clients report the turning point. It wasn't fun anymore, it was necessary just to chase a normal feeling. One case, a young professional saw his study life suffer, social life dwindle, and relationship crash, all while trying to bottom-line his life around masturbation. Recovery means rebuilding dopamine pathways via exercise, connection, purpose, and healthy sexual habits. The key mindset: control your brain or it will control you. 7. Practical, science-backed strategies to regain control. 7.1 Rebooting your brain chemistry. Digital detox, no porn, random fantasy, or triggers. Monotasking and micro-goals, train the attention system back to low-stimulus rewards. Movement meditation, anytime you notice boredom, go for a short walk, reset your dopamine response. Support systems, peers, accountability partners, coach, or therapists specialized in sexual compulsion. 7.2 Building lasting habits. Replace the void with meaningful activities, social meetups, creative hobbies, volunteering. Neurogenesis thrives here. Develop a pleasure hierarchy. List low-level to high-level activities and follow the sequence to avoid dopamine spikes. Keep a self-monitoring log, track urges, times, stress levels, and how you managed them. 7.3 Reclaiming healthy intimacy. If you're with a partner, create open dialogues, no shame games. Rebuild sexual connection around non-genital touch, empathy, and understanding. Focus on sensate focus exercises, eye contact, and emotional vulnerability. 8 Shocking statistics and surprising facts. 30–40% of self-reported compulsive masturbators report erectile dysfunction, regardless of age. Brain imaging studies of sex addicts show reduced gray matter volume in impulse control regions, mirroring addiction and OCD research. A 2023 survey showed that college students who masturbated daily were 50% more likely to report poor concentration and depressive symptoms. 9 A timeline to recovery. Timeframe: what happens? Week 1 2 Detox, intense cravings, irritability, fatigue, mood dips before stabilization. Week 3 4 Focus returns, dopamine slowly balancing, arousal may fluctuate. Month 2 3 Noticeable mental clarity, motivation, energy, brain reward system is rewiring. Month 4 plus improved sexual function, deeper connections, real-life pleasure restored. These are general benchmarks, everyone is different. 10 Final takeaway. Unhealthy masturbation habits are more than just too much. They can rewire your brain, sabotage your body, and strain relationships over time. The turning point is when it's no longer a choice but a compulsion. The antidote isn't shame, it's awareness, science-based strategies, and a supportive path forward. If any part of what you've read resonates, from mental fog, bedroom issues, to relationship tension, start with one step: track, remove triggers, and reintroduce healthy neurochemical habits. Before you go, hit those buttons. If you found this eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. Did any section surprise you? Are you ready to start rebuilding? Your story might help someone else begin their journey.